All right, guys, now we are getting into the heavy lifting. This is the workflow section where we're going to be updating everything workflows. And before I get into this, I have a few things that I would like to cover. Number one, you need to be sure to hit save frequently when editing workflows. The system does prompt you when you try to leave, but I made the mistake one time of spending about 2 hours working on a workflow, didn't save it, walked away, my computer reset, my laptop reset, came back, and obviously it wasn't saved. So just every time I make a change, I just get in the habit of hitting save. The other one, don't forget to set each workflow to publish. Okay, sometimes that when some of our test customers have gone through the program, hey Ben, I had a lead opt in, but they're not getting any emails or texts or voicemails. What's going on? Because they forgot to publish it. Super simple. Okay, and then at any stage, you can add a voicemail. This is the only automation that we were not able to do for you. I'll show you how why in just a second. But that's the only thing that you're going to need to add, because obviously we can't record your voice. We can't add it for you. I'm just going to show you how to do it. It's super simple. But here we go. Let's get started. Back on the main menu, let's go into automation. Okay. So main menu. Let's go main menu so we can start from scratch. You log in. Let's go to automation. Now, what you're going to want to do is just go through each one. So let's click on lead generation folder on lead generation workflow. Okay, lead generation workflow. And I'm going to recommend that you click into all of the text and email steps and make sure the language is how you want it and that match your offer. Understand that templates can only take you so far. The hard part is done. The heavy lifting is done, right? You don't have to worry about editing, the tags and the tech and putting everything together. All the difficult stuff really is done. All you need to do is focus on adding your language to it. Okay, so if you scroll down here, here's the first text that they get. So all you do is you just click on it and you can just edit these things out. So the system has custom values that are preset for all of these things, right? So all I did was just add the custom value of contact first name, right? Where do you capture that? Obviously from your lead capture forms, or if you're if you're using Zapier to pull in your ManyChat leads, or from your bot, whatever source that you're generating leads, you want to be capturing at least their first name, preferably both first name and last name separately is what I'd recommend. But anyway, so here's the language, right? Now, remember I said, in fact, I need to add a space right there. Glad I caught that. Remember I said, the custom lead magnet name. This is a lead generation workflow. So a lead generation workflow is all about generating leads. So they should be opting in for something. Why did they respond to your ad? What was it? Or why did they request more information? You should be creating a database of lead magnets. Down in our marketing assets and some of our advanced training, you're going to see examples of lead magnets, ideas for lead magnets, but it's pretty simple. Just solve problems, offer to solve problems of your leads, of your contacts and your ideal clients, and creating lead magnets is pretty simple. But all you're really doing here is just trying to, you could change this, right? So if you don't want to use the custom code, you can update it to say whatever you want. You could say, thanks for your interest in speaking with me, whatever it is. And then here's the link to the VSL, right? You've already captured them as a lead. They've already come in. You've already triggered that. That's the text that they get. Okay, I'm going to actually save that. Okay, so what's the next thing they get? It's an email. So now what we've tried to do is make it simple and highlight areas that you should definitely update. So if you're giving a PDF, here's your access to whatever, right? And then here's the link to that VSL. Again, this is why custom values are so powerful. You could create a bunch of workflows that have that link in it, and you could change it once and it'll automatically update everywhere. So go through, take your time, go through and get a feel for it. You can also go down here and you can send yourself a test email just to see what it's going to look like once you've completed the steps. You don't need to change the from name and email name because it's going to send it from whatever name that you have in the system. Now, what you can also do if you want to make it come from someone other than you, then yes, you could put that information in there. And it's easy. I mean, you could easily just go in there and you can go to user, and you could find whichever user you wanted to. If you had more than one, you could add it there. Okay, so you go through that. Now, remember I said we couldn't do the voicemails for you. So remember, hit save. Always make sure you hit save. And then see how this is in draft? Publish, and then hit save again. So you want to make sure you publish and hit save always. Okay. We can't add the voicemails for you because we don't have your voice. So what you do, very simple. I would just in between here, right? They're getting 2 emails. They're getting the lead magnet delivery, and then they're getting like a welcome email. So again, just go through this and not highlight, but go through, and anywhere you see like the bold, these, go through and just make sure that your links are updated. The language is how you want it. Your YouTube links. Technically, these could all be custom values as well. So if you wanted to create custom values for your social pages, you could do that too. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, and then test your email. But underneath here, I just clicked the little plus thing there, and now I can add any action. And guys, there's a lot of cool actions that you can do. Don't get caught up with understanding all of these. Remember, our help section has training on all of it. There are training videos or text on all of it. But typically what I just do is typed in voice. And now all I need to do is upload a file from my computer. And what you would do is you would just record yourself with an audio. That's it. Just record an audio and you're up and running, and then you just add it and save the action. That's it. Now, I wouldn't recommend adding a voicemail at every stage, right? Every day. Don't do that. Don't, kind of treat it like text. Like you notice how we're only sending one text, and the initial one kind of goes through the series, and, is the lead hot means, are they labeled as that? Well, what is a hot lead, right? A hot lead is they booked a call, they put a deposit down, offer made, purchaser. So the system is checking to see if they're a quality lead. If they're not, we're going to move them into the main nurture sequence, which is over here, also in lead generation, right? The nurture sequence is where the cold leads go. And like I said, cold leads are just people that really haven't booked a call, purchased from you, and they're just they need more nurturing, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move them into a nurture sequence. So again, you're going to go through each of these. We've tried to highlight everywhere that needs to be updated, but I would go through and update them. We built out a basic 6 email nurture sequence that goes out over, let's see, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. So it's 6 emails over 12 days. It's not overdoing it. You could incorporate some voicemails into this, but this is going to give you a pretty standard template to start from. Okay. So let me see here. I have a note. Do not change any of the flow of the automations or the names of the tags. Very, very important. Okay. Let me go back here and just show you guys that. The tags they all correspond to the triggers, what start all those automations, or they check on certain things. All of this stuff, guys, is really complicated. This is basically, the layout, right? So a lead is generated, they opt in, the lead tag is added, they're added to a certain opportunity stage, a text is sent, and then they go into the email nurture sequence, all designed to get them to the VSL so that they can book a call. When they book a call, a book call tag is applied. So all of this stuff has been carefully orchestrated and took us a long, long time to get this done so that you didn't have to. Everything, including if they no-show, there's tags, sequences, text, email, the call is canceled. There's sequences and texts and emails that are all corresponding to that. Here's the book call ones, right? If the call is canceled, there's a series that's sent out to them, right? Complicated stuff, but all you need to do is just go through and make sure you don't need to worry about any of the automation stuff. You just need to worry about the text. Like, what did the text say? What do the emails say? Most of the book call stuff should probably be pretty standard, I think, for everybody. We try to make it super generic so that you didn't have to stress about it, okay? Don't forget to hit save, okay? Okay, never forget to hit save. Always, always, always hit save. Okay, so you're going to follow the same process for really all of the workflows. Okay, I would go through each and every one of them. This is going to take you some time, right? This is what's going to take you the most time. Go through all of them. The client workflow is pretty long, but this too has been pretty generic. But we built this out. So there's a automated client check-in. I would add some voicemails to this, like add a welcome voicemail. Hey, I just want to welcome you aboard. Really excited to work with you. Again, click on the little plus, go up to voice, boom, upload your voicemail. Don't forget to hit publish and then save. Don't forget publish and save. Really important, okay? We don't want our support team getting overloaded. But again, if you're confused, go up to the help thing here, type in workflow. Watch. Boom. You can learn about workflows. There's all kinds of training about workflows and some advanced stuff. Don't get overwhelmed with it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Remember, we tried to create a situation where everything's pretty much done for you, where you don't have to worry too much about anything other, at least the advanced automation part. All you really need to focus on is making sure that those texts and emails say what you need them to say, okay? So let's go back over to the document, make sure that we've hit everything. Once you've updated the workflows, you can test each one and publish. Don't forget to publish. Okay, that's pretty much it on the workflows. And by the way, guys, if you do want to duplicate them, this is kind of a cool feature. So if let's say, for example, that you've got multiple lead magnets and you want to, create another workflow that's just for that one. So all you got to do is go over here, hit clone, and that'll create another version of that workflow. And then all you need to do is you come in and, just update the links. That's it. So all the flow, all the tech, right? All the hard stuff, the thinking is done. The tag, you need to change which tag is triggering it or which tag you're adding. And you would create the tags ahead of time. We'll have training on that again by typing tags overview, right? And there's training on what they are, what they mean, what they can trigger, what they do, how to use them, and all kinds of features. Okay, so don't waste a ton of time trying to figure every little bit out. But the automations are where the magic happen, and the workflow specifically. This is probably where you're going to spend a majority of your time. Okay, all right, guys. We'll see you in the next video.